So how does a king have authority? How does, kind of a strange question because it seems obvious, but how does God have authority? No one necessarily gave him authority, he just kind of has it. To explore that, thinking about a king, if you're living on a king's land and you don't obey the king's laws, he has a power. He can come, send his army to arrest you. He can seize your lands. He can maybe levy a tax upon you. So if that's the power that an earthly king has, how much more power and sovereignty do you think that God has, who created those lands on earth and created the heavens above them? Thinking about the power that God has is also kind of thinking about what authority does a artist have over a blank canvas? All right, he gets to dictate and choose how he creates it. He's the master behind it. He creates it. Similarly, also parents have a certain authority over their children. If the children don't consent to it, they have created them. They have brought them into this world, and for a time, they almost get to rule over them. But of course, for their benefit. There was a king not too long ago in this land who tried to make a similar argument that he was born to rule. King George III, after a response to the Declaration of Independence, said that I was born to rule over you and you were born to be ruled. Now, the people didn't consent to that. They tested the king's power, and there was a big war to dictate who really had the power there. And they proved that King George III did not have the power to exact his law in this land, but that the people could be free, and they threw off that tyranny. Consent is an important part of the aspect of rule, and even the founders understood that and knew that once they set up this nation, that the people would still have to consent to that law. Otherwise, you have anarchy. So, what power, what authority does Jesus have, who is fully God and yet also fully man? He has all the power of God. He has the power to heal the sick, to control, to calm the seas. He has the power to raise those from the dead. And he has also, I like to read a verse, he has also thrown off the prince of this world. He has freed us. The sun is the radiance of God's glory. This is Hebrews 1, verse 3. The sun is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. After he had provided purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the majesty in heaven. So, the radiance there, just of God's glory. I mean, think about that. The power of Jesus there here on earth. And then thinking of him throwing off the prince of this world. This is Hebrews 2:14. Since then the children have partaken of the flesh and the blood. Jesus himself likewise shared in the same, that through death, his death on Calvary's cross, he might destroy him who had the power of death, that is the devil, and release those who through fear of death are all their lifetime subject to bondage. So now we're free from following the ways of this world, and we can consent to the governorship of Jesus Christ. But that's not just a message for the unbelievers. It's also a message for the believers that, yes, Christ is ruling over us, and we should subject our lives to him. We should subject our lives to his law and follow him.